UT Martin head coach Jason Simpson Skyhawks played FBS Western Kentucky the first week, coming off a loss in that game on a Thursday. They're back in action on Saturday. They're going to play Sanford, who also has a high octane passing offense that's on at 6 p.m. ESPN Plus. So, Coach, just thoughts on your team's opening game first, and then we'll get into some other questions.
Okay, great. Obviously disappointed. Very frustrated. I thought we did a good job, lining up. I thought we did. There was a lot of administrative things that we did well. Our effort and physicality was good. But learned some experienced players on defense made a lot of mistakes. We had multiple busted coverages and didn't even contest some touchdown passes. So that was very disappointing. We got to get that corrected, or obviously that'll get us again this week. Offensively, I thought our offensive line showed some improvement from last year. I was pleased with that. I thought Keon competed very well at quarterback and gave us a spark, gave us an opportunity to compete, move the football. There's a lot of things that we can clean up with him to where, probably would have had a chance to, to score in the 30s in that game as he gets more comfortable, in our offense. So took it on the chin and move on to this week. And fortunately we're at home.
Well, let's talk, you mentioned Keon. Let's talk a little bit more about him. And you alluded to him last week, but he had a couple rushing touchdowns as well. Just thoughts on his first performance. I know he came from Tulane, his first performance in a Skyhawk uniform.
Yeah, like I said, a lot players have a lot of confidence in him. He really competes, really hard. Actually, his first touchdown, he misread it. I wish he'd handed the ball off, but he was determined that he's going to get the football in. He's physical. He doesn't mind. We've got to limit his hits, but he doesn't mind competing and get it in the end zone for his football team. So that's certainly exciting to have that at that quarterback position. Made some good throws. But like I said, he saw the tape. He saw some things that he left out there on the field, and that's my job to show those to him, make those corrections, and hopefully he'll continue to grow this week.
And you mentioned your offensive line, and I think every time we talked in the spring last year, we talked about running the ball and things like that. You ran for 201 yards. Peyton Logan had 75. So can you expand a little bit more on the offensive line and just what your running backs did too?
Okay. Well, of course, that's certainly been a point of emphasis, for us. And I think having Keon with some mobility certainly, helps that running game. But we were a lot of guys in and out of the lineup in the spring for multiple reasons. So to have somewhat of an experienced group that played together, that was helpful as well. So I thought those guys competed. There was some strain, solid in their assignments. Obviously, from a pass protection standpoint, there were some things that some athleticism that Western Kentucky gave us that was a problem. And of course, Keon out of the pocket, but that group will have to continue to hang our hat on.
So Western Kentucky, they obviously had the quarterback we talked about last week, 400 yards. So you're playing a Sanford team who has a quarterback who's up for the Walter Payton Award. They threw for 370 yards against Tennessee Tech last week. Does the Sanford offense compare any to the Western Kentucky offense?
In some ways with the tempo, very impressed with Sanford's offense. Very efficient. Very efficient. Quarterback knows where to go with the ball versus multiple coverages. Not a whole lot of route, different combinations, but when your quarterback knows where to go and you've got some guys with some twitch at the receiver position, it's impressive. We got our hands full this week.
And they're a team that you played in your first 2 years as UT Martin's coach. You all played them, and you haven't played since. Does it make sense to play a team? They're pretty geographically close to where you all are, and playing them as a non-conference opponent.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Southern Conference versus OVC opponent, two good programs. So no, it's a good matchup for us. And yeah, you're right. It's been, I guess, in 2007. I think they came here the last time. We played them in 6 and 7. So it's been a long time coming. So we're excited.
And then outside of their offense, they held Tech to 14 points. Can you speak to to just what Sanford did defensively that you've seen on film?
Yeah, it was 17-13 with 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter. And then on a fourth down, Sanford converts, and then the floodgates per se, open. I guess they scored 5 more touchdowns. So so they can be very explosive on defense. They're very sound, very multiple coverages. And they understand where they're supposed to be. They understand their disguises. Play very hard, very sound, defense. And so, we've got to have a good plan and execute. And in all 3 phases this week, it's not just coach speak. For us to have a chance, we've got to, concentrate on scoring defense, and then we've got to score some points ourselves. Got to control the game, got to be able to be efficient, and then got to make our field goals. Larko had a great job punting. He does multiple things for us, but we got to make sure that we convert on those field goal tries.
Last question, we'll let you go. You said nice to be at home. It's your a home opener. I'm looking at the schedule. You don't play again at home until October 9th. So talk about this opportunity to play well in front of your home fans and grow, get that energy from what they may provide to you.
Yeah, Kyle, I can't remember the last time we were at home during in Martin, Tennessee, and West Tennessee. There's every small town has a festival. So this is ours in Martin Soybean Week. And there are a lot of great things go on here in our town during this week. So fortunately, we're able to be at home during that. And very proud of our stadium. It's the nicest our stadium has looked in my 16 years here. Kids ought to be proud of that. University ought to be proud of that. It's family weekend. So I know we've got a lot of people signed up for that. We should have a good crowd, and we need to do our part to give those fans something to be proud of.
Well, Coach, appreciate your time this morning. Best of luck on Saturday, and we'll talk to you next Tuesday.
Thank you, man.